back and Judah back is bit. Welcome to the Wingit call, April 21st, 2017. Take a knee, please. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Disclaimer: I'm not an attorney, a CPA, or a financial advisor. Everything in this call is our opinion and the opinion of the callers. Not to be taken as any form of legal advice, and for the rest of the disclaimer, please go to thewingitcall.com. There's a disclaimer tab on the front home page there. Click on that, and you'll have the rest of the disclaimer. Now, let me see here. Lots of stuff. Everybody's got their knickers in a wad and panties in an uproar. Are we at the bank? Nope, we are not. The recording's going. Everything's good. Star 2 to raise your hand, to ask a question. And as always, when the hands are down, or when the hands are done, the call's over. So let us address Bruce, bless his heart. You know what? I'm going to be like everybody else. And I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and I'm going to call it saying, by golly, it's not going to go past this date right here, and I know it just because I know. So is everybody ready? Gerry Maguire is going to say it. I'm going to say it's not going to go past the end of the month, or no farther than May 1st. Well, let me rephrase that. May 2nd. We're going to be done by May 2nd. I got my contacts are telling me from all over the world, we are done. Stick me with a fork. So there. That's just my opinion, but what the hey. Opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one, and you know what else. So I was over here on Drudge Report. I like reading Drudge Report. The media is crucifying our president again just because he was out front calling it what it was, a terrorist act in France. MSNBC and CNN joke, but throwing him underneath the bus, how dare he know more than us? Well, I don't know, maybe he might be the president and know a few things, but as it is, if it looks like a duck and walks like a duck and, quacks like a duck, well, by golly, it's got to be a duck. Same thing with this. Even the stuff that happened over in our country, let alone Britain, when they were running people down. That's our new form of terroristic, using vehicles. What else? Oh, yeah, I went over here and I was reading The Goat on Dinar Recraps. And, of course, part of Team Yosef is Team Goat, since Goat was first, and then Yosef showed up, and then one who knows with a runny nose, and whoever else. Oh, Clark. Team Clark. So they're all in the same camp. But Goat now says, so my evidence today shows that countries are not going back to a gold-back standard anytime soon, because the IMF forbids that a country should have grown a set of their own to make their own financial decisions, because they are not qualified without the UN's blessings. That's worked well. Anyway, as I've said all along, even Dr. Shabibi said when they come out, they're going to be asset-backed because they did that geological survey study took 7 years, and it finished up in 2011, 2010. So they started it not too long after Iraq was liberated. Look at everything they talk about. Even China has said they are going to go gold-backed. It's just a matter of when. So a lot of this crap that Goat is talking about, yeah, he might have all this in writing. See, I've got it in ink, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be going back to an asset-backed currency. The entire world is. That's what this is all about, to bring a level playing field. So anytime soon, I'm betting real soon. Let me go farther down here. He talks about how the liberation of, we've got to get rid of, and this is what gets me. The RV's not going to happen until ISIL. Now, ISIL didn't show up until Obama started calling it ISIL. There's a reason for it, and it escapes me right now. It's known as ISIS. They've been fighting like that for years. But just as soon as you put money in people's pocket, those suicide bombers are going, wait a minute. I think Allah here wants me to, be productive and spend money because I want to. And I think I should abide by Allah's rules to enrich myself and maybe not blow myself up. I don't quite see a need for that just yet. So another reason. I mean, they keep saying that Mosul is not done and they're trying to surround them. Horse pucky. It's been done for a while. It's just the garbage that they're putting out here. It's a long article, but I hit the highlights there. He's at the very bottom down here says, folks, it's my opinion. I would not worry about all those loans as having any impact other than positive on the RV timing. These loans to us are indications that Iraq is playing into the hands of the PTB, and then he puts in here private international bankers. As long as they get what they want out of Iraq, we too will get what we want. And he says, go read the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Well, it does apply. And like I've said before, Germany, Japan, not Vietnam or Korea, but even Korea, I believe. Anyway, 2 world wars have been fought and ended, and countries' currency has been crashed to the brink of just what Iraq is, and allowed to rebuild. 2 world wars, all that was done time frame in maybe 5 years each, so 10 years. We'll give it 6 each, so 12 years. And we're still waiting because this is a global reset, which the bankers don't call it like that, but what the hey. You can call it whatever you want. An economic shift into the betterment of humanity, I don't care. All right, let's go over here. Twin Cities, come on down.
How you doing today, Gerry?
On my soapbox. On my soapbox, calling it.
You checked your email within the last 15 minutes or so?
Hold on here.
You might find a couple things interesting in there.
No,
hey, I made
nothing.
up a joke. All this. You should have got something from that guy in the Twin Cities.
I'll have to. You probably sent it to the.
Look in your spam. But that's no big deal. But there's a couple updates. Say, I made up a joke that all the seniors like. You ready?
Oh, absolutely.
You know what's nice about being old?
Senior moments?
No. I'll be dead when these millennials take over.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, there's an interesting YouTube that was on IQD calls about the Kuwaiti revaluation. And he was,
no. It wasn't a revaluation. It was a reinstatement. Let us get this correct. On this show, we deal in facts and rumors.
Okay. Facts and rumors. So you might be a redneck if you define a rumor as a fact, right?
Exactly.
Well, anyway,
yeah,
it was interesting. That's right. It was interesting to watch that. Or, listen to it because it wasn't a video. But they were talking some pretty outrageous values on them currencies. But
back in Kuwaiti, in the Kuwaiti time.
Well, no, actually, he was. If I'm not mistaken, unless I was listening, sometimes you listen to so many they blend together. But it was either that one or the other one about the GCR, where they were talking some, like $10 for the dinar. I mean, it ain't 31, but that was interesting. I just wondered I imagine you've got other stuff to listen to, but I saw that, and I think I sent you the one on the Kuwait. I'll look and I'll find the one for the GCR.
Well, Shabibi made a statement many years ago that the dinar could actually sustain $16.
Well, then, quite a long time ago, I mean, when early PTR was around, they, with the gold, supposedly there's gold in less than 3 feet underneath the ground there. Have you heard that rumor? Yeah, and there's a lot of it. Yeah, well, that's why Hussein had a gold toilet. So they were saying that. Go ahead. No, they were saying that, just like in Zimbabwe, there's those rare metals that they use for computer phones, for like the little microphone and the speaker and all that stuff there too. So, and I see that oil went down again this week, a couple bucks.
To be honest with you, I don't even watch the market anymore.
Well, it's all rigged to begin with, so what the hell, right? I mean, exactly. As far as I'm concerned, it's all rigged. But I was just wondering, on that real, do you know what they've been selling for? I haven't checked.
No.
Is that an eBay thing?
I haven't. No.
Yeah, because I would think that it would not exactly be a good thing to invest in if you don't know what's going to happen with those people. But who knows? Well, that's all I had. I was hoping you got. Look for that email while you're talking, because you should have got it. I sent it here. Some interesting information from some other people that you've talked about before, and whether you want to share it or not, that's up to you. But if you do that, if you remember my email a little bit, you do a search, you may be able to find it.
Okay.
I just sent it. I just sent it 10 minutes ago, just before the call, 10 or 15 minutes before the call. So, but hey, thanks for your time, and God bless everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye. Annapolis, home of West Point. Come on down.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
Always.
I just wanted to ask, since you are basically on the calling it as far as the date, which I kind of think that you might as well put your hat in the mix on that. But my question was, are you privy to getting the 1-800 numbers when they come out, like a certain Intel provider has said and quoted in their call recently? that they are going to be privy to getting that and disseminate that information?
If I am, God bless him, but I nor anybody I know that carries on a call like this or would be in a position to do that has been contacted. No knock on the door, no phone call, no email, no smoke signals, no drive-bys, nothing. So if they do,
I find it very.
Then, well, hold on. If they happen to do that, then I will, whatever instructions they give me, I will be glad to abide by, because I'm not going to get myself in a pickle. But as for what everybody else is talking about, haven't heard a peep.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you're one of the individuals you mentioned earlier who's, calls it almost every time he does a call. Mentioned something like that, and I was reading something there. He mentioned that in his little. I don't listen to his calls, but I read the notes, and I'm like the same notes every week, basically. I figured I'd ask you, and also, did you hear anything, or do you know of any individuals, the SKRs, or people being funded, or any groups? Have you heard anything about that?
Nope.
Because I know that was brought out as well.
And I know lots of people in lots of different admirals groups, and they're still waiting. Contrary to the belief where the quote is the admirals group is just about done.
Mm-hmm.
Those people also are going, really? I haven't been contacted yet, so.
Wow. Okay. I just don't understand how someone can put out information like that and supposedly have all these hundreds and thousands of followers in the nation as well as international. That is pretty much false information that he's putting out. So I'll leave with that note, but I appreciate you taking my call, sir, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you, sir. Also, I've got two PSA announcements, public service announcement. One of them is about Motown. As I talk with Motown, the problem is the manufacturer didn't get all the product in to make the product, and they kept waiting and waiting and waiting. The product, he will have product in hand to ship out next Thursday. Now, these things are out of his control, and I understand about, your card's been ran, you ordered product, you paid for shipping, and you haven't got anything. I understand that. These things are out of his control. I was pretty adamant about asking questions and was well assured this is the issue. And also, they're working on, they only have one company making the product. So they've contacted another company to keep this from happening again. You can't squeeze the manufacturer, but only so hard before things go sideways, and you don't want that. You want to continue to do business, but in the same token, the manufacturer's got to understand if he can't hold up his end, it makes everybody look bad. So I'm just enlightening you as to what the problem has been. Don't throw him underneath the bus. If anything, throw me underneath the bus because, I had him on my call. So in the end, I'm responsible. There's the first PSA. Second PSA. I want to say this, and I'm oh so proud. Gerry has checked off another one of his bucket lists, and that was to burn down a website. And thank you, yes, you did. JohnnyShades.com. They were not prepared. Even though I said, are you sure that you want me to tweet this out? Because they will hit your website. Oh, yeah, it'll be okay. Go ahead and send it out. Thank you. You melted the website. Keep up the good work. Now, I know if you ordered, Gerry ordered 8 hours before he put out the tweet and on the show about the website. I still haven't got my products that I ordered and paid for. It's going to be, they said it's probably another, and they're probably putting a little buffer in there, but another week before they're catching up. They're working 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, trying to get the orders shipped out. And they're also making product at the same time, but you're ordering it faster than they can make it. That's being addressed too. So on the Johnny Shades, if you ordered, I ordered last Friday. Still haven't got my stuff. You'd think that maybe I might have a little influence. Not. I'm waiting. So it's probably going to be another week if you ordered Johnny Shades. I did order, I'm on my second pair that I have ordered. Wonderful glasses. I've ordered a couple watches too, so haven't got those yet. So anyway, bucket list has been marked off, melted a website. Keep up the good work. Wilmington, come on down.
Hey, Gerry. Two things. I was wondering what encouraged you to put your testicles out on the line for the second.
Because everybody else is, and heck, I can't be different than everybody else. Why not? It's my opinion that we're going to be done by May 2nd. If it doesn't happen, I'll come up with another excuse like the rest of them.
Oh, I see. Okay, the second, So the second thing is I was hunting around on the internet today and found out that tomorrow, the 22nd, happens to be the day that the FCC is going to release the 833 numbers. So I'm thinking maybe we won't get 800 numbers. Maybe we'll get 833 numbers. But I guess it's still all the same thing. But I just found it interesting that tomorrow was the day, April 22nd.
I just had another little epiphany here. Could it be that we are waiting? We've all heard how the Treasury is into their emergency reserve money, and they're burning through that quicker than my ex-wife. And God bless her, because she could burn through a lot of it. Could it
good
be
training.
That somebody gave her good training? It wasn't me. I was trying to keep it in as fast as I could bring it in the front door. I was going out the back door. But anyway, Could it be that we're trying to burn through the last of the fiat money to bring that number down to zero as close as possible before we pull the trigger, to empty the coffers completely since they can't print any more money out of thin air? And I was reading a thing to where the IRS was bringing in to the Treasury so many millions of dollars a month, but they're burning through that quicker. I think it's like they're doing $80 billion a month through the Treasury Department to keep this country afloat. Could the elders be weeding through all of that so there's absolutely no more wiggle room, and then all of a sudden they switch the flip or flip the switch and ta-da, we're asset backed and we got new money? I don't know. It's a thought.
Well, it certainly would be nice if the end of the month got this thing going. There's so many people out there that need it, and there's so many good things that we want to do to help other people that it would significantly change, certainly this country, and maybe many others. Thanks much, and I'll be checking to see how we are in the countdown for the 2nd of May, just like everybody else that you talked to today.
It's my opinion. Like I said, everybody else is throwing a date and a time out there. Hell, why can't Gerry Maguire throw a date and a time out there? It's like everything else. It's my opinion.
Why not? Now I can call a bunch of people and say, hey, Gerry said it's the 2nd of May, no later than.
That's right. Absolutely.
Would that be a correct interpretation?
Absolutely. And if it doesn't happen by then, I'm sure that it's a fluid situation, and I will have another alternative as to why it didn't happen by May 2nd if it doesn't go by then.
Well, if the rest of the gang can do that, I guess you can too.
Thank you, sir.
Right? Thank you.
Bye. Well, California, come on down. Wayne on the web.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, good. How's life on the trout farm, Gerry?
I got one bib undone and the other one hooked. Throw it over the back. Sunscreen on. Toes in the water. I'm not sure if the fish are biting or not, but the hook's wet.
Well, all you got to do is stick your finger in one of those paid trout farms, and they'll come looking for food. They'll come right up to your finger.
Awesome.
That's what this dinar land is like to me. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
It is like Barnum and Bailey, isn't it?
Yep, but what other phenomena are you going to think that you're rich any second with any bit of news or fact? And has there ever been like this?
Nowhere else.
I can't think of any situation like that. So you get people that want to hear this stuff. I mean, it started with Terry Kay. And I don't know if you ever went to his website back in the day, but he had a class that showed people how to entice people to, to hit your website. It's a whole class on it. So it's a whole philosophy, and people want to hear this stuff. So I personally believe this is going to happen, but you just got to stick with the facts like you do. The CBI, the Forex, anything international, there's nothing right now. So I don't know, what else. I like all this news, all this back and forth, but it does seem like it's a definite reality because Iraq needs it, or they're going to die. They got to contact with the world. They have to trade with the world, or they're not going to make it, and they know it. And so that's just where I'm at. Just a comment. I don't really have any questions. I don't know what else can be asked.
There is no new intel out there. All it is recirculated, renamed, and repooped. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So that's all I got. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
I'm being about as honest as I can be. Freehold, New Jersey.
Hey, Gerry, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm a relative newcomer to this, and so I give you a little background. Back in 2007, before Easter Sunday, I was contacted by a friend of mine, and he said, Vinny, you got to get in this. This is great. It's going to happen. It's going to happen this Sunday. I said, what are you talking about? And he told me that the dinar was going to be revalued. And I said, how much money is it? He said, $1,100. I said, I'm putting 3 kids through college, Don. I've got no money. I don't even have $100 to give you. I said, if it works out for you, that's wonderful. And so years passed by, and a friend of mine called me up, a different friend, said, Vinny, you got to do this. So I bought some dong, and I have it. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, this way I got them off my back, because I don't know really much about this. But I decided to get on the call today to ask you what's different today in 2017 than what was occurring at Easter week in 2007 that makes everybody so positive that it's going to happen now?
That is a fair question, and I'm going to try to give you about as fair as answer as I can give you. This is my I've been in this now 6.5 years. So you've got 3 years on me.
No. I didn't get in then. I just listened. I only got in maybe 2 years ago. I just got a few down. I didn't have any money. I was putting 3 kids through college. I didn't have $100 to take my wife out to dinner, let alone $1,100 to go buy some dinar.
We're farther along in the process. They've squeezed. This is just my opinion. It started out just about being about Iraq and making a little money. Then all of a sudden, well, the more we know, the less we truly know. The Chinese have been in control of this because they're using Zimbabwe. They have used Zimbabwe to break the back of the cabal via financial instruments, i.e. the Zim, and bringing back a balance, because humanity we're in the toilet right now, and this is a chance for us to come back out of the darkness, because there's more to life than being a wage slave and a serf. Contrary to what they think, we can govern ourselves without their guidance. Now, that being said, because that could go down a really long road, I truly believe that the things that have transpired that you've been listening to, we're at a point now with the things that have happened, i.e. we've got a new president. The Chinese have made the statement. They and Russia and the BRICS have been loading up on available gold to go back to an asset-backed currency, which also takes away from what the cabal had to a point to make a change. And I think we're right there. That's the best I can give you. Otherwise, the call's not 4 hours long for an explanation.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'm listening, and it seems like we're spinning our wheels, and there's no real info to give us a definitive direction. And I just wanted to know what you thought the difference was between 2007 and 2017, and that was a great explanation. So, it might be indicated that we are closer. Who knows?
It's a big circle, but like I said, the questions you asked and the response I could have gave would eat up 4 hours because there's so much to talk about. All right?
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, it's my conscience. Oh, no. Yes, my conscience.
Oh, dear. Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Now, tell me, my subconscious, what am I missing, and what did I do wrong?
Well, today I kind of wondered where you got your source of music. But other than that, I do love to hear some of the pieces that you put on. But that's not what I called to. I just have a couple of thoughts. I wondered if you had thought about having teachers, instructors come on to open some idea windows for us financially, the things that we could think about between now and the...
Yes and no, because it kind of puts me in a liability stage, even though it's it's general information. I'm still waiting to hear back from the guy that is going to, he didn't send me an email, but I need to call him about security and cybersecurity.
Oh, gosh, I sure hope he can come on. That would be pretty cool. My next question would be, for years, I had a certain pattern of listening to certain givers of, quote, information, end quote, and have kind of weeded that down to practically nothing because there isn't anything out there. with the exception of one that I totally ignored for years, except that I would tiptoe in and take a peek at the information and then move on and not go back for even months to see what was being said. Lately, however, I have been very keen to watch and listen to what Frank 26 has been saying, because I like the discipline of and can, after you learn how to listen to him, he's kind of fun to listen to, but I think he's right on, and I think that so far, based upon, and he says it loudly and clearly, that usually when he says something up front, a week or so later it happens, and based upon my notes and so forth, I have found that to be true. So I just kind of wanted to toss that out to people who have heretofore not listened to him. I think he's worthwhile. I think he's especially right now. And then the other thing I wanted to say, and this probably has absolutely no place in this call, but I think that we lost a friend with Fox News when we lost Bill O'Reilly. And it makes me very sad.
I'll say this. Sometimes things can look one way when they're another, i.e. the term maybe set up. Who knows? Well,
I kind of feel, and I'm not trying to pull you into a political conversation, but I believe that because of he did have a lot of power. He knew he had a lot of power to influence practically everybody. And I feel with all my heart that he was for the folks, as he referred to us. And I would personally somehow like to be able to say something to Fox to kick him in the butt for having done what they did, because I think that we're all at a huge loss and disfavor in having someone at the helm who can stand for us, or for the young woman that was killed in San Francisco. There would have been no one paid any attention to that had not O'Reilly got on that bandwagon and clobbered him with it all the time. Kate, and so those who have a mind and a heart to do it, I hope that you'll clobber Fox with a word or two. And that's kind of...
I'll do my best.
That's kind of all I wanted to say today. Made me sad.
Ma'am.
So thank you for hearing me.
You're welcome. Rodeo Drive. How are you doing today, sweetie?
Hey, I just wanted to call and say, what do I do with all this fiat money that I got stuffed in my shoes? I mean, do I take that in with me and tell them
you're taking out of context what I was talking about earlier. It's all okay. Not all the money you got stuffed in your shoes, it's still good money. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, besides that, then you can wish me a happy birthday. I made it to my birthday.
God bless you, and you're looking good for 22.
Well, thank you, sir. Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure that my traveling money was okay.
Your traveling money is perfectly fine.
Okay, darling.
All right. You have a good day.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, that's pretty much it for the day. As my wingman says, going once. Wait a minute. Going once. Going twice. See y'all Tuesday. Have a good day.
The conference is now completed. Goodbye. Welcome to the conference. Please enter the conference